Do you remember Capsela? Ringing any bells? No? It rings a lot of bells for me, because obviously otherwise I wouldn't be making this video about it. This takes me right back to very early childhood. This is an educational construction toy, and it reminds me a little bit of things like robotics in that it's very sort of interlinking and so on. But what was novel about Capsela was that it was designed to work on water as well as on dry land. So I could put it in the bath. And in fact, I also tried it out in rock pools, would you believe, which is quite brave of me, I must admit, because salt and water and electronics do not generally go well together as a concept. But I haven't seen this sort of new for, ever, basically, in the modern day. So I was quite surprised when I did go on eBay and search for it, because of course, as with everything else, someone is always selling it on eBay, and I've actually got a couple of boxes of this. This is the set that I think contains the things that are going to sort of really, really trigger my memory, because these yellow floats that are on the front cover of the box are classic pieces that I used to use a lot, because they were what enabled it to float. Now, I haven't put any batteries in this. This is the first time I've got it out. I've had it in a drawer for a while because I just haven't had a chance to get around to looking at it. But this has even got the original packaging in the box, which is impressive. So it's got the innards. But I would be really interested to hear in the comments if you ever played with this or ever used it, because like some of the other stuff I think I got, this is probably like one of those toys that you find in the science museum toy sections, in the sort of science museum shop on the way out. So far so good. And I've got a science discovery design manual in there, which looks fantastic. Seriously, it does look fantastic. Oh wow, you can even immediately see. I mean, that is clever. Look at that. You can make it go along a string at height. I mean, so many of these must have gotten broken over time, because I mean, if you're expecting it to do that sort of thing, this actually looks like a more advanced version than the version that I had, because this has got caterpillar tracks and all sorts. I remember it having a propeller and the wheels and the floats, and yep, this is impressive. This is a lot of stuff. So you can see, you might be able to see in there. See, it's got these sort of cogs inside these sort of plastic balls. But the nice thing was that these were what could actually keep themselves quite waterproof. Oh my god! It's actually got a rechargeable battery in it. That suggests someone's been using that quite recently, because rechargeable batteries aren't. I mean, good lord! I mean, I don't know. I don't even recognise that brand of battery. Anyone? So that's kind of fascinating in and of itself. But this is the sort of stuff that I remember. This is the stuff that makes me smile, because what you would do, he says. So I don't remember that sort of piece at all. But these are the sort of interlinking pieces. So that doesn't actually go in there. So what you need is one of these pieces. So you would just slot that on there like that. And it's just nice, straightforward system for building sort of these sort of flotation systems up. Now, I don't want to apply too much pressure to these for obvious reasons, so I'm not even going to carry on doing that. But so basically, as soon as you've got this sort of idea together, you can also, because it's a sort of hexagonal fixing piece, you can just vary the angle, so you can sort of give it more stability by spreading the floats out and so on. And then you had these sort of standard wheels. I'm sure I used to put marbles on the wheels or something, and then I'd power them up and watch it sort of fling them out, which is not to be tried at home, kids. That's a little axle, so I'm guessing that would work with the wheels somehow. yes, so the wheels would click on there, and then you'd put a cap on the end to keep the wheels in place, and that presumably would tie in with a motor piece somewhere. See, I don't remember it having these little caterpillar tracks, but it's obviously someone's. So that presumably was like a drivetrain piece of apparatus. So you could link up the drivetrain. See, I don't remember this at all. But that's a really nice, straightforward sort of drive control box there. So off, reverse, and forwards, and those are your options. And you've got little, obviously the leads there to plug into the connection points. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does remind me of robotics quite a lot, but of course robotics was more a fun thing, and it's more aimed at the sort of science fiction fans like myself, and it had a cartoon as well. Whereas obviously this is far more. That's a funny little place. This is far more educationally driven. I'm wondering if it's got the propeller piece. That's the motor piece. That's pretty chunky. That's pretty heavy. But that's how you drive it. So you've got your sort of power in points here and there, and then the motor part there that would interlink with another section that had the axle sort of pass through. So that's really interesting. Here it is. Yeah. So the propeller was great fun because you could put it in the water, but you could also put it out of the water, and it's probably more effective out of the water. So then you would just use it as a sort of like an aeroplane propeller, and that would then push your boat Capsela construction along on the top of the water just by what do you call those things they ride about in swamps? You know, one of those. But it was exactly the same principle, basically. That's what would drive it. I've got a random bit of string there. I'm not sure why I've got a random piece of string there. But I'm sure there are thousands of things you could construct out of that. And I've no idea if this is the sort of thing that's still current in schools. I don't know if you could still get this sort of thing. So that looks like it would be sort of an end point for something. I don't remember that at all as a concept, but just I think just one of those really great sort of construction kits that lets you do things in the real world rather than just being a sort of static creation. You know, it would actually go places quite effectively. I think it was quite quick. I remember it being quite quick on the rock pools. And there are shed loads of the floats in here. I don't know if this is a fully complete set or not, but I also got this little Capsela 200 set, and I got the other one because I saw the yellow floats were in it. But with this, I imagine I've also got another propeller set and so on in there. So this is probably closer to the one that I had. I maybe had one that was in between. It's quite possible. But it's funny. It is funny. I mean, this is a classic example of one that does seem smaller now than I remember it feeling back in the day. But it all seems to be all right. I mean, it still seems pretty sturdy. It's not gone. It doesn't seem to be overly brittle. I mean, it feels really solid still. So probably still a good bit of play left in it. But as I say, I'm just sort of curious to know whether or not you've ever heard of it yourself, because this is one of those things that I have really fond childhood memories of, but I have no idea if anyone else was actually playing with stuff. So just let me know in the comments, and we can discuss your memories of same. But yeah, I'll have to have a look at this. I've even seen a sort of space-based set of it. This definitely looks as if it's got more. There's a nice example of it actually in water. So that's that's the sort of thing you could do. You could sort of have if you could keep the battery pack out of water, obviously, but then you could pass the drivetrain down and have it sort of propelled underwater if you had a particularly deep bit of water available to you. Because even with a bath, you probably wouldn't be able to do that, but in a pool, you probably could have done. So really sort of just a fun set to have. I mean, I'll show you that that's the full contents of that particular box. So I suspect that's more than one box worth. I think someone's just crammed a few extra pieces in there for maybe another set that they had. But nevertheless, I'm not complaining, because it gives me a nice example of it to show you. So perhaps at some point I'll try the actual battery and see if it works, and I'll do I could do a bit of live filming if I can. There aren't many rock pools near me is the only slight snag, but I'll see what I can do at some point. Great. So yeah, lovely to see that again, and I'll leave you to comment below if you remember it. So do like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you later. Cheers for now.